Hey guys, what's up? It's your boy Shanus, and today we're at new home base. So forgive the white walls and any echo because we actually don't have things up on the wall to basically muffle the sound. So forgive me in advance. But today I have this really cool product review that I've been dying to show you guys. And for those of you that might remember the holiday gift buyer's guide in November that I released last year, one item that I showed off was a portable air compressor to essentially inflate your tires. Gone are the days of those huge bulky air compressors you'd find at your auto parts store that required you to plug into like a 12-volt outlet or a wall outlet. And now, of course, you have very portable units that are battery powered. I reached out to Auxito because I noticed that they had a few models, and I was like, hey, you know what? I've been in the market for one of these. You know, do you have one that I can essentially review? Because it's something that I've been wanting. And they were really cool, and they're like, we'll do one better for you. And so they sent your boy this. And as you can tell right off the bat, it says jump starter with air compressor. So essentially, this is a 2-in-1 unit, along with a few other little bells and whistles. But if you're familiar with jump starter kits, this is basically that, but with an air compressor. So you have two functions, both very necessary for any car guy out there or car girl, but also definitely comes in handy in case of emergencies. And so right off the bat, I'm actually going to start off comparing this product to another one. I haven't unboxed it yet, so I'm gonna essentially take it out and go from there, so let's do that. Alright, so I took it out of the box, and immediately the presentation is amazing. You have this nice little hard case, Auxito, yellow because that's their colors, and again, it's kind of, you know, it's a little thick, but it's not too bad. I'm gonna show you a competitor's jump starter kit for size comparison, and so theirs is red, but as you can see, the Auxito is only a little bit taller, and as far as like side by side, they're pretty much the same width. Actually, I guess if I could stack them up. Yeah, pretty much the same width. So there's not much more to essentially add bulk to this, which is really cool because that just means that really it's just that compact. So we're gonna go ahead and open it, and right off the bat, oh, we got quite a few things in here. So of course you have your user manual, which comes in handy, especially if you don't know what to do. But on one side, you have this little net that's holding the jumpstart cables and the air compressor cables. You do have nozzles for different things that you could use the air compressor for, whether you're going to inflate a tire for a bicycle, tire for a motorcycle, numerous sporting balls, right, like a basketball, volleyball, things like that. Here's the air compressor hose. You have the jump cables. Ooh, it got caught in the net. And then of course you have a USB-C to USB-A charge cable to be able to charge this device. So basically all you need. The very first disclaimer is that your boy does not have a vehicle that's just sitting or died, so I won't be able to test the jumpstart function. But if you've ever had a jumpstart battery kit, or if you've ever used one, you'll know what that works like. I'm not really too concerned with that actually functioning as much. We're gonna go ahead and test the air compressor function and the other things. But here's the device. Very straightforward. Like I said, as far as all the features that it has, of course, we have the jump start, which right here is this little door. You open it and you plug in the jump start cables. I did read the instructions, and so essentially you put the cables to the terminals on the battery, give it about 30 seconds after you've done that, and of course turn on the device, and then you should be good to go, right? You have the entry for the air compressor hose right here at the top, your LED light, which has a few functions, and then on the side you have the USB-C input to charge this, along with the USB-A output, so this could be a battery bank. I'll go over the specs at the end as far as the battery, and then just some ventilation, of course, which is actually kind of neat because this is one of the first that I see that has ventilation as opposed to some of the other models. Now I'm going to compare this to just a standard jumpstart battery. And so again, I'm not showing off names on the competitor, but essentially, as you can see, they're pretty much the same size as far as thickness is concerned. Pretty much the same thing, nothing too crazy. Of course, competitor has same thing, right? Has an LED light, has the latch where you would basically put the cables, and has your different charging ports, because again, works like a battery bank. But of course, the biggest thing is it's missing an air compressor. Also, another thing is I noticed this one doesn't have any ventilation slots, so take that for what it is. But again, size comparison, this one's only a little bit thicker, but gives you more things with it. And so I'm gonna turn it on real quick. you have to hold the power button. I just used it, as you'll see in the next video, but right out the box, it's at 80%. It is now at 70%, and we're gonna go over some of the cool little functions. So again, this is the display once you turn it on. Now you do have your power in the center. You have your plus and minus to adjust the PSI. You have your M for mode, which I'll go over in a moment. And then you have your little light right here. And so the nice thing is, again, I read the user manual, and there's different modes depending on what you're gonna inflate with the air compressor, whether it's a vehicle, a motorcycle, a bicycle, or a sporting ball. I'll go over that in the outside. But then as well, you have your LED light, so just, oh, whoops, it turned off. So there you go. It automatically turns off if you're not using it, so don't worry about forgetting to turn it off and it discharging. It's not gonna happen. There you go, you have your LED light, then you have like an SOS function, and then you have like an emergency, right, with the red, and then that's pretty much it. You just tap each time to cycle through. As far as adding to the tire pressure, so by default, it's got 36, and then of course you can adjust it up or down if you need to inflate more or less. And then of course, once you connect it, you set the setting, it'll inflate to that pressure. Right now, as you can see, there's a little vehicle icon. Like I said, if you go through the modes, you have different icons for the different features, which I'll go more thoroughly once we test outside. And then of course your USB port, you'll just plug in and you'll get your percentage. So it's for tire inflation mode, it says 0 PSI because there's no reading. So yeah, pretty neat. But let's take this outside and test it out. Let's see that it works and it does what it needs to do. All right, so it's really sunny out here, so I don't know if you'll be able to see, but right now we have our little portable measure and it shows obviously 0 PSI. So we're essentially just gonna take the reading first just to see where it's at. All right, so again, I don't know if you'll be able to see, but it says tires are at 39 PSI. So now we're gonna deflate them to basically reinflate them to 39 PSI. It's hot right now, so that's why. So let's deflate them. So we deflated them. It's at 33 PSI now. Again, I can't tell if you can see because of the sunlight, but we've deflated about 6 PSI. So now we're gonna use the Auxito product and basically reinflate it back to 39. So let's go. All right, so we're turned on 80% just like at home. We're at car mode, but we're gonna go to 39 PSI. Again, the sun is so bright, so forgive me if you can't see. Okay, we're locked in. Oh, wow, so it gave us a reading right off the bat. It said it was at 34 PSI, so we're gonna go ahead, go to 39, press start.
2 minutes later.
39, wow. So now we're just gonna remove it. All right, now for the sake of skepticism, I'm gonna use this and re-measure, make sure we're at 39. Beautiful. I don't know if you can read it, but it says 39. So now we're literally all done. And just to add that extra proof, we'll go ahead and videotape the TPS monitor that's built into the end line so we can make sure that all the tires are 38, 39. This is, remember, the front passenger, so this is gonna be the front right. All right, so we're in the car now, and I'm just showing you, this is after I inflated it, so I have to drive it a little bit to display the pressures, but we'll come back in a few seconds. All right, so we drove for a little bit, and as you can see, all my tires are at 39, so quite impressive, see? Wow. All right, guys, we're back at home base, and so we're gonna go over some of the specs, but first I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys on the box, so feel free to pause and go through that. The main spec that I'm gonna be focused on is the battery life itself. So as you see, we actually inflated the tire, and it, for a 6 PSI difference, it honestly only took about 2 minutes, which is rather quick. It wasn't super noisy as you saw, and it only took 2% of the overall charge. So realistically, in an emergency situation, I could definitely see you being able to inflate multiple tires and potentially even be able to jumpstart a car on one charge. So that's neat. The battery is stated at 11,200 milliamp hours, which is massive. And again, it's funny because it has like operating temperatures and things like that, but it's got ventilation built in. So that's really neat. I don't know if you were able to see the actual little icons outside because of the sun. If you're seeing this, clearly it wasn't visible enough. So I'm gonna go over those little icons, but so right off the bat, memory gives you 36 for vehicle tire, and you'll see a little car. If you change it to the next, it's motorcycle. defaults to 35 psi. If you need bicycle, defaults to 45 psi, and of course you can adjust. And then if it's a sports ball, you got 8% or 8 psi, I mean, and then you can adjust it plus or minus if you need more or less. And then we're just gonna go back to car. So yeah, auto off function, like I said. So if you forget to turn it off, it'll turn off on its own, I believe within like about 2 minutes. So it's not gonna discharge. But this is really impressive. Again, because it does 2 functions in one, and 2 functions that most people would need in case of an emergency. I think this is really cool. Now, because it does have multiple functions, this is a little pricier than the just like a standalone jumpstart kit. So you're looking at, right now at the time of making this video, on Auxito's website, they have it for $169.99. But of course, if you check the link down below or you use our coupon code, your boy gets an extra 10% off on this for you guys. So you can definitely save some money. Keep in mind, you are getting what you pay for. You are getting 2 things in one, which are both amazing things to have. Now, if you already have a jumpstart kit because they've been around in the market for a while, and you don't need a 2-in-1, or you just don't want to have everything all in one, then you could definitely buy just one of their air compressor kits, which are honestly, I believe they're like half the price. There's 2 models, one fancier than the other with a little bit more bells and whistles, but at the end of the day, they're both air compressors. So, you know, decide which one you like, and you could still use that coupon code on either of those products to get a discount. I definitely advise it because who doesn't want to save some money? Overall though, I think this is amazing. I honestly wasn't expecting a 2-in-1. Again, at the time of this video, Auxito is the only one that I've seen that offers a 2-in-1. And there are some name brand out there for air compressors alone that sell for about $100. But it's super cool to see something that you can literally charge off USB, can do not just the air compressor, but jumpstart your vehicle, has a few extra features. The case itself, right? Like you could just pop this in your trunk alongside, like, let's say an emergency toolkit, and just have a lot of different things at hand should, you know, worst case scenario happen. Not just that, but of course the quality, it's there. I love that it wasn't super loud. No longer, like I said, gone are the days of these bulky products. But guys, let me know what you thought about this. You know, is this really cool? Were you guys in the market for something like this? If not, I will try to, of course, test just one of the air compressors as well in the future, because like I like to help you guys out, kind of be in the know. But honestly, if you have the money and you don't have a jumpstart kit or an air compressor, I would definitely splurge a little and get both in one, because you'll never know when you need one, especially with project cars. You'll definitely have a need for one at one point. Also, I know you guys probably saw this little cool thing, so if you guys want me to review this, please let me know and I'll make like a shorts, because again, technology's come a long way. But that wraps it up, guys. You know, again, I want a huge shout out to Auxito for helping me out with and allowing me to review this. I thought it was super cool that they surprised me with just something I wasn't expecting. Again, give me the comments and the feedback down below what you guys thought. If there's anything else in the market that you might like me to test out that, you know, I probably don't know of, that's like, hey, that would be, you know, a cool thing for a car person to have. As always, guys, though, thanks for all the love and support. Sorry about the delay, like I said, moving and just a bunch of life happenings. But please keep doing you, stay safe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.